Evan Barker's a former DNC volunteer who quit the party and voted Trump. How are you doing, Evan?
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm probably a little better than you are, but that's okay. Why did you quit the Democrat Party and vote Trump?
I mean, honestly, I saw this coming a mile away. When I was at the DNC, I saw what they were selling, and like most of America, I didn't want to buy it. The people on The View and all of the media elites right now who are saying that Kamala Harris ran a perfect campaign are completely deluding themselves. This was not a perfect campaign. This was anything but. She trotted Liz Cheney all across the Rust Belt. She completely misunderstood the pain that the American people are going through right now with the economy, and she never addressed those concerns. That's why the Democratic Party is lost.
What did you see on the inside when you were there that shook you?
I mean, I saw a lot of things. So I've worked in Democratic politics, too, for a very long time. And, you know, over the last 8 years, I've seen a party that has just moved further and further away from the working class people of this country. And, you know, Bernie Sanders has come out and he said this. I wish he had done it before the election. But basically, Democrats have turned their backs on working class people. They only know how to speak to the college educated and the activist class.
Do they talk down about the working class when you guys are alone?
Absolutely. You know, I'm originally from Kansas City. I'm from the middle of the country. And I hear insulting things all the time about people in my family who have long voted for Donald Trump, who originally voted for Barack Obama and have since switched to Trump. So, yeah, of course. I mean, I think at this point, most Trump voters know that the Democratic Party thinks they're garbage. It's pretty much become, you know, an open secret. But yes, I mean, this is a election that was decided by Americans that have decided that they've had enough and that they're not going to stand for it any
after
longer.
you see Al Sharpton get a $500,000 for an interview and Oprah get $1 million for an interview, it's when you hear that as a former Democrat or as a Democrat, how does that make you feel? It's
absolutely disgusting. You know, I mean, Donald Trump was out there speaking to the American people every single day. He was giving them real policy changes that could actually impact their lives. No tax on tips, you know, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. My grandmother right now in Missouri, she's somebody who voted for Barack Obama and has now voted for Donald Trump twice. You know, she lives off of her Social Security check, Jesse. She has had to cut down the amount of meals that she has every day because groceries have gotten so expensive. You know, when people when this is their reality, and then you've got a candidate that goes out there with Oprah Winfrey and Al Sharpton and is paying all these celebrities millions of dollars, it's like the American people could see through that. And that's what happened, and that's why he won.
Do you feel like the party that you belong to feels bad about this at all?
No, I think the party that I belong to is blaming everyone but themselves. And right now, there's a big discussion about who's going to be the future leader of this party, right? Well, I've got a message for them right now. If you want to be the future leader of the Democratic Party, you need to make a video this week addressing the American people and telling them exactly the things that you did wrong. Not what the public's done wrong, not what the voters did wrong, but what you did wrong and what your party did wrong as well. And the person that does that will emerge as the future leader of the Democratic Party because the American people want honesty. That's what they want.
So it's like a bad breakup and someone wants to get back together. They have to say, I'm sorry, and this is what I did wrong first.
You have to say you're sorry.
Before they stand a chance of reconnecting. All right. Evan, thank you very much for your honesty. We appreciate it.
That's my advice.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.